What up, everyone? I'm gonna be so for real with you right now. I am extremely underprepared to be recording right at this moment. First off, bladder's full. Should go to the bathroom. But what did I decide to do instead? Press play. Press record. Say, you know what? This thought must be heard before I actually take care of my bodily needs. And I'm really curious to see how long my pelvic floor is going to last. You know, I'm building up that pelvic floor, making sure it is nice and ready to go, healthy. You know, I've had many classes on the importance of a healthy pelvic floor, so this is just me applying what I've learned. Oh my gosh, you guys, you want to know the real reason I got on here? Everybody shut up and sit down. You weren't talking, but just everybody listen. Listen. I have a song that has been on repeat, and that's not just like once or twice, maybe 4 or 5 times. No. Remember who you are dealing with here. I am an addict. I am just an all-consuming being that just can't get enough. And there is this song called Silver Spoon by Erin LeCount. This has had me in a chokehold for the last 72 hours. I have listened to nothing else. I would love to know what my count is. Is there a way that I can look that up on Spotify? How many times have I listened to Silver Spoon in the last 72 hours? Is there a way to research that? Hold on, pause. Okay, so I logged into this thing that apparently tracks your stuff. So I did top tracks for Spotify, because that's what I've been listening to it on, Spotify. And top tracks, number 1, Silver Spoon by Erin LeCount. Number 2, What a Life by Rachel Chinouriri. That song had me in a chokehold a couple weeks ago. Okay, that was the obsession of a couple weeks ago, was What a Life, which is such a beautiful song, by the way. These are completely different vibes of songs, okay, just so you know, because I know you're going to go and listen to these afterwards, okay? What a Life, I think, should follow Silver Spoon. I think we should start with Silver Spoon, because Silver Spoon is a deeply heart-wrenching, heartbreaking song, whereas What a Life is a song that I have been putting on while walking outside in nature, like observing the sunset, just feeling nothing but gratitude and beauty and being like, wow, what a life I have. Okay, my window's open. Hold on, everybody. I need to shut my window because of the loud buses. Oh, I'm so overstimulated. And it's so stupid too, because the reason I'm overstimulated is because I need to pee. We're in it now. We're too far in. I got up to close the window, but I refused to get up to go to the bathroom. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're back down. We're sitting. And Silver Spoon. I'm trying to see, how many times will it give. I want to count. I want to know how many times I've listened to this. If I press recently played, it has all the things that I've listened to in the past, what is it, not even 24 hours, the past 12 hours. Okay, let's count. Please hold. Pausing again. Okay. Just from 7:30 last night. Okay, so this is really just the tail end of the evening yesterday until today, which right now it's 7:30 p.m. as well. So really it's been 24 hours. Is really what it's been. But again, remember that 8 hours of the day I was sleeping, right? 8 hours of that, I was sleeping from 10 p.m. until 7 a.m., however many hours that is. And then I was working from 8:30 in the morning until 5. So the fact that I have listened to this 22 times in the last 24 hours, considering that at least 8 of them I was asleep, and then another 8 of the, so 16 hours out of the 24, I was not in positions to be listening to the song, and I've listened to it 22 times in the last 24 hours. So let me tell you about this song. Where did I find this song, you may ask? Well, Instagram, of course. I was on Reels, an ad came up for this song. One singular line of this song played, and that line was, please hold. Wow, we are really holding. We are holding a lot in this episode. It was this line. I don't want to misquote it. You'd think I would have it memorized by now. I do have the song memorized, but okay. It was this line where she says, I said no thanks. I'm so full on resentment. That was the line. That was the line that got me to go, what is this song? But it's also the way that she says it. Hold on. I need to stop saying hold on. Goodness. Okay, here we go. Listen to this. I'm just sticking the mic up to the... Okay, right here. This... Boom. That's all it took. That's what it took for me to listen to this song. I was like, that is such... Wow. The tone of it, everything, and I was hooked. So then I started listening to this song, and let me tell you why I love it so much and why I do just feel all sorts of ways about it. It's just like this earworm. I just can't get enough. I cannot get enough of this song. If you know me at all, you know that I love a lyric. I am a lyric listener. I know some people listen to music for the beat, for the vibe. Not me. I'm listening for lyrics. I want you to tell me a story. I want to feel a certain way. I want there to be juxtaposition in this art and how it makes me feel. And sometimes, where it's a really happy beat, but then the lyrics are like heartbreaking. But then I really love when it matches, when it is something like this, where it's ethereal, you almost feel the cognitive dissonance that's being created by the sounds in the background and like the ha in the background. I don't know how to say that other than to sing it like that. But there's these burst moments of these notes of her singing, just these singular notes in the background behind the main lyric and chorus and everything. Like, you just feel like you're in someone's head. You feel like you're in this moment of them disassociating. And all of a sudden that disassociation has come to life and is all surrounding you. And now you're in it. You see through their eyes. And you are them. And that is such a cool, amazing ability that humans on this earth have. I find it remarkable, and I love it when I can find songs that do that. Say what you freaking will about Taylor Swift, but to me, when I listen to a lot of Taylor Swift songs, that's what it does for me. That's why I like her music, is because she's so lyric based, and I love lyrics. Now, don't worry, for all you Taylor haters, this is not Taylor Swift, okay? This is not. But this is also why I loved Grace VanderWaal's album that I talked about ages ago. A lot of her songs, it felt like I was just reading someone's diary, but it wasn't that I was reading it, it's that I was living their life experience as them. You get what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. So this song, it talks, let me just read these lyrics to you. The story of it is so heartbreaking to me. And to think that this woman that sang this, I hope this isn't her story, but I don't know. I have to believe that it probably is if she's singing about it. And I don't know. But the story itself is her going to her, boyfriend's house, the childhood home that he grew up in. And she's going to this family party, and she all of a sudden is seeing everything kind of go on around her. This is what this song makes me feel, is that she's sitting there in this backyard looking at everyone laughing and like having this joyful, beautiful party. And she's realizing like she doesn't belong here because this is not the life that she's ever lived. She has a completely different background. And you get all of that, not from her story itself, but from all of these singular lines. You get this backstory to her because of her reaction in that moment. Here's what I mean. She says, I'll watch and learn from afar. I'll pull the weeds from my heart and put lipstick on for your family party. In the garden, I stare at the house you were brought up in. All the photographs and door frames are wooden. Oh, that line right there. Oh my gosh. Like, when she sings it, it's sung with this ache that, wow, everything in your house is here. Like, your parents are proud of you. You have picture frames of you in wooden frames. Your door frames are made out of wood. They're this structure that's solid, and she's never had that. You get that just from that one line and the way that she sings it. And then it says, I wish I'd known you when you were younger, before lovers, because I've changed my accent and I gave a false name. I hope I throw a party in a house of my own someday. This part is, again, this kind of this back and forth of her talking to him, but then also, boom, we're right back into her being in her own head, where she's looking at all of this authenticity and just rawness and real and love, and she's going, I'm fake. Like, I gave a fake name because you can't know where I'm from. You can't know my background. Like, I'm not from here, from this. I'm not the product of love. And then she goes instantly into, oh, I wish, I will have a home one day where I can do something like this. But she doesn't feel like she belongs in the moment. Then it says, oh, this is where it gets like really sad. When you were a kid, you'd come in through the back gate. Your folks left a light on in case you get home late. I bet you grew up eating at the table, fed love from silver spoons, reasons to be grateful. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm getting so emotional because I'm telling you, when she sings this, when she sings that line of, I bet you grew up eating at the table, fed love from silver spoons, reasons to be grateful. That is pure poetry. And it also just makes me so sad for her to be sitting there realizing she never had that, and just imagining someone that doesn't have that life, that like didn't feel love growing up and didn't feel like that felt like they were a burden and that there was something wrong with them. People who grew up, it's going to happen in the second verse where you really get insight into, she must have grown up in this abusive home. And so to be there sitting in this joyful place, rather than having this moment of joy herself, all she has is this like longing for a life that she never got and reasons to be grateful. I think that line really strikes me because just last week, no, what's today? Today's Saturday. Just this week, actually. I think it was like Tuesday. I was just feeling so incredibly grateful. Anytime I'm having, a hard time or anything, I start making a list of all of the miracles that I've seen recently, all of the people in my life that I'm so grateful for and what gifts they are. And I started doing that, just my regular practice that I try and do. And I was overwhelmed with the amount of privilege that I've had in my life, and just being so aware of like what a privilege it is that I have parents who care. They have always cared, and they've always wanted me to grow up and be something, and they have given me every opportunity that they could, you know? And growing up in a neighborhood with a bunch of other adults that care about me and care about who I become. And yes, in some ways, you can take it and say, oh, there's all this pressure. And sure, that's there too. But what a gift. What a privilege to have so many people care about me, care about what I do with my life, care about what I make with my life. And it's not to please them, but it's because they want me to be happy. They want me to be successful because they care about me. Like, they care about my happiness. That is such a beautiful thing to know, that it's not just my parents who care. Like, I have so many people that I can give you their names of adults that invested their time into me when I was, a young child and a youth, and now as an adult, who for the last 10 years that I've lived away from home and come back, and they just care. They care so much. I'm not even their kid, and they deeply care about me. My mom was at a wedding last week, and she was texting me saying, the names of all these people in my neighborhood growing up, all my old young women's leaders, and just all these people that, they asked about you, and we were talking about you, and they're so proud of you, and it just made me so grateful. And I was like, wow, not everybody has this. And that thought, simultaneously feeling that gratitude for myself and my own life, but then also recognizing that, like, not everyone has that. Not everyone has friends that they've been friends with their entire lives. Not just one, but multiple. So many people have not gotten the opportunities that I have had. Like, I have had incredible opportunities to live all over the world. Not just one time, 4 times. This is my 4th time living away from home. And of course that's come with struggle, and it's come with everything. It comes with it all. But what a privilege to be given the opportunity in the first place. That is just such a remarkable thing. And sometimes when I sit and I think about it all, I feel this immense gratitude, but then also, I don't even know what the feeling would be. Not like guilt, I feel like, is like the word that comes to mind immediately. But it's almost, because guilt makes it feel like it's then I'm making it about me again. And it's just more like this sorrow that others, they get to have their own lives and the things that they're grateful for, and things and opportunities that I've never had as well. But especially when I think of people that have grown up who don't know their value because the adults that they had growing up never appreciated them, never taught them how valuable they are, never taught them that they're important, and that what they have to say matters, and what they think isn't stupid, and that it's actually so incredibly valuable, and that they're a good person no matter what they do. And instead, they took that from them. And the way that makes me feel, it's just hard to describe. It hurts my soul to think about the injustice that so many people experience. And this last, year and a half, as I've been taking especially a lot of classes focused on abuse, because it's, very much a part of my field, it's been really hard because I just don't really have the mental strength for that side of my field in a lot of ways, I don't think, because it just makes me so sad and so upset, and I just want to take every single woman that's ever been told she wasn't enough and who any man has ever hurt her. I want to take them and just like hug them and tell them that it was all lies. Like everything that they were told where they weren't enough and that they were a problem and where they were yelled at, like none of that is real. Like what's real and what's truthful is that you are incredible, that you are beautiful, that you are enough. And that's not to say that men aren't. Like obviously there's a lot of little boys and men that have been abused as well, and my heart aches for them. I just how do you deal with this? Like how do you deal with simultaneously feeling so grateful for your own life but then feeling just like helpless when it comes to others that just never had these things, you know? I feel like it's a hard thing to battle. And then yeah, what this woman is saying in this song where she's like, well, you know, of course you had reasons to be grateful because you were fed love from silver spoons. That it's not even so much about money, you know, because the saying silver spoon, oh, they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. But she's saying that the real value, the thing that made them so rich, was that they had this love accessible to them that she never had. Oh, that is just so deeply painful to think about. That so many women, so many men, so many children, that they can relate to her experience. That just really gets me. That gets me. Okay, this is now the chorus. It says, I bet you grew up being asked how your day was. I bet you grew up grazing your knees. But the fall wasn't fatal like it was for me. Oh, this song is so good. And then we have, we're the product of love that we do not receive. All corrupt every branch of this family tree. Just her doubt as a person that she could bring any value to this. That somehow, because of the way that she was raised and the way she was brought up and the fact that she didn't have all of this, that somehow it makes her less than. It makes her not enough for this family. Oh my gosh, like no, that's not true. But yet so many people feel the way that I'm sure she feels, where I will corrupt every branch of this family tree, that somehow she's no good for no reason of her own. Like it wasn't her fault. So then the second verse, this is where you get really big insight into, you know, her, what I assume is abuse. This is what this verse is so powerful in saying, just from this one little part, this one little story. I spilt the good wine, I panicked. A disaster, a knee-jerk reaction. Then everyone around us starts laughing. Is this how it's meant to happen? Can we just, she spilt the good wine. I panicked, a disaster. Then everyone around us starts laughing. I can't imagine living in a world where I were to break something and somehow that thing would be more important than someone's love for me. I was genuinely privileged enough to grow up in a home where if I broke something, you know, obviously I'm going to get in trouble, like not great, but I was never getting in trouble to the extent that like I felt like a terrible person. Like, no, I made a mistake, so I'm going to get in trouble for making a mistake. Or not for making a mistake. I'm getting in trouble because, you know, I probably was doing something stupid to make the mistake, to break something. But my parents are very much, you know, things are going to get broken. And that's okay. And I just, it hurts my heart to think of anyone who, if they broke something, if they spilled something, if they just did something on accident, and then now all of a sudden their entire day, maybe their week, is like destroyed because it's gonna cause this huge reaction from someone who cannot regulate their own emotions, someone who cares about things more than them, where it really, really makes me so sad. Because we should never be caring about things more than we care about people. I had a roommate once, and she was so great at like showing me this example. Once I had a bunch of friends over. She had like a bunch of music instruments, guitars and different things, and I had some friends over, and I was in the bathroom, and I come back out, and my friends had picked up her guitar to play it and had accidentally broken the neck of the guitar. And this was like a custom guitar. Oh my gosh, they felt terrible. They felt awful. And then it became like, oh, what are we going to do? You know, like, are we going to pretend like we didn't see it? No. So, you know, I tell her, she comes home, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, my friends broke this. And her immediate reaction was, oh, okay. No, that's all right. Yeah, can I see it? She comes over. She sees that it's completely broken. And she was like, okay, I mean, yeah, I can go get this fixed. Like, that's all right. And, you know, of course, my friends were like, well, pay for it. And she's like, that's okay. You know, like, you know what, let me go take care of it. I'll go see how much it is. And so then she goes to the place, and it ended up being unfixable. Just the way that they broke it, they, like, snapped it. They were going to have to, like, replace it. It just, like, was not something that could really be fixed. And so she comes back, and this was like the next week, and she tells me that, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, they feel terrible. And she goes, no, that's all right, I'm just gonna like hot glue it, you know, I'll just get some wood glue and I'll fix it up, you know, it's not gonna be perfect, but it'll be all right. So, you know, she did kind of like a patch job on it, and she was like, you know, it's just a guitar. Like, but that's the thing, it wasn't just a guitar. Like, I knew this wasn't just a guitar. This was her baby. I mean, yes, she had like 5 guitars, but this was like this acoustic one. She had told me this whole story of how much special it was. And there was another thing that ended up happening. I watched, she had given like her skateboard. She was really cool. She had given her skateboard to someone to borrow, and they had broken it. And once again, I mean, this girl, she would go out skateboarding every single day. This was her board. Like, it had all her stickers on it and stuff. Like, this meant a lot to her. But they had gone out and they had broken her board, and I was there. I witnessed when they brought it back broken. Same reaction. Like, oh, man, bummer. Shoot. Okay, well, I can go see if I can get it fixed, but, you know, I'll probably just have to buy a new one. Maybe I can get the stickers off the back. Like, it was such an example to me of that is someone who cares about people more than she cares about stuff. It was such a powerful lesson to me, truly. I mean, obviously, it's like stuck with me for years. And I genuinely think it will for the rest of my life. I will never forget both of those instances, thinking how, you know, I would react. Probably not great. I'd be really sad and, you know, try and like, oh. But she didn't even make them feel bad. That wasn't even part of it. It was just, you know, of course she was sad that it was broken, but she was just sad that it was not working. It had nothing to do with, I'm upset that you broke this. It was like, oh, that's such a bummer that, like, that thing I love, I can't use it the way I like anymore. But that's okay that you happen to be the one to make it that way. That was her attitude about everything. You know what? I am going to name drop her. I was like, I don't know. Her name's Paige. Shout out to my old roomie, Paige. I really don't think she would mind me telling these stories about her. Especially because they're really just highlighting what an incredible person she is. She was such an example to me of just, I hope I can always react the way that she reacts to things. Just with calm and with love, with immediate acceptance, and it was just beautiful to witness. So that's what this verse kind of makes me think of this moment where this woman who's singing clearly grew up in a home where that was not the reaction, where anything that she did would cause her to panic because it was going to have some terrible, scary reaction. But yet when she's with this guy and his family, they all laugh. Is that what's supposed to happen? Is that what normal people do? And to think that she has to question that is just, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And then it just makes me reflect on, like, my own reaction to things. I mean, granted, I do get, easily pissed off and whatever. But when, disaster strikes, when I've been stuck on the side of the road for 8 hours with 2 flat tires in Scotland, and I've had my friends die, and I've had a root canal in China, and missed a flight in England, and lived abroad and missed home, and I've just had a lot, and just reflecting on all those times, I feel like I can be quite proud of how I've reacted, because I've reacted in the way that I hope I would. I mean, I can always do better, always, and I hope to one day be at Paige's level of just complete and utter immediate acceptance of anything and just nothing but kindness. But in those circumstances, I'm just so grateful that I had parents who, in any dire circumstance, took the opportunity to look for the good and look for the positive, and to not just dwell on something that we can't change, or get upset over strangers being able to not do something, or do something, or no. The fact that they showed this example that you have control over your own emotions, and you don't get to just blame someone else for your reaction. Like, you are still responsible for your reaction, no matter what is done to you, in front of you, because of you, anything, if it's your fault or not, you are in charge of how you react. And I'm just really grateful that I've had not only, my parents and my friends, but so many of my friends and the people that I know who react in a way where something bad happens, and in no way do they make it worse. They never make me feel more bad than, they make a bad situation better every time, because they are people that I can laugh with and say, can we believe that we're in this situation together? Can we believe I did that stupid thing? Oh, that I broke this, and I said that, and I feel dumb, and I feel bad, but there's no part of them that says, I think I'm going to take this opportunity to make you feel worse. I'm just so grateful that I'm surrounded by people that would never take that opportunity. And to me, I think that that's what true kindness is it's never using someone's circumstances against them. It's never making someone intentionally feel bad, Like, you just wish goodness on them and for them, and that's just the type of person that I hope to become one day. Okay, moving on. I bet you grew up being asked how your day was. I was. I did get asked how my day was, and what a privilege that was for someone to care about my day. Okay. So then she says, this next part. Your mother said I'm always welcome to visit, to take second helpings. I said no thanks. I'm so full on resentment that I learned to fend for myself. But you were sweet, I got mean, and when we fight, I refuse to eat. You're sensible, I'm hating it. What a good job that your mother did. You were kind, I was cruel. In another life, maybe I was you, and I grew up into something good, somebody who could swallow love. I bet you grew up eating at the table, fed love from silver spoons, reasons to be grateful. You ask about kids, I don't know if I'm able. I bet you grew up being asked how your day was. And then, it repeats itself. Oh my gosh. And then she has this comparison, silver spoons and butter knives, living hand to mouth, I'm getting by. Your love is spreading thin, but my medicine goes down all right. That visual of this back and forth, she's comparing him and his love and stuff to this silver spoon, but all she had was, butter knife, like this sharp edge, this unforgiving thing, this dangerous thing. That's all she's known. And then to say, like, you're trying to give me your love, to spread your love, but I have medicine that I have to take for, mental illness because of all of this that I've gone through. And at the very, very end, she says, just feed me love and give it time, maybe in another life. Guys, please listen to this song. Silver Spoon by Erin LeCount. LeCount. It's just so beautiful. Man, I really want to interview her about this song and what it means to her and how she grew up, and if this is just a story of someone or if this is her story. But either way, it is so powerful to me. I mean, clearly I've listened to it 22 times in the last 24 hours. I love stories. I love things that make me feel and that make me reflect on my own life and that make me feel grateful, but then also acknowledge all of the places where I'm advantaged and others may not be, and move me towards action of wanting to be a better person so I can help at least one person not feel that way. It's not that I lived this wonderfully privileged life, so I'm this little savior for other people. That's definitely not how I feel about it. It's more like they being people who did not grow up the way that I did, that maybe didn't have the same opportunities, was not given love in the same way that I was, that they are just as deserving and that they are just as capable of feeling it. And that I feel like it is a responsibility that because I grew up knowing that type of love, getting that example given to me, that I have to do something with it, that I have to be that for others that didn't have that example for the duration of their life so far, because they deserve it just as much as I did. They deserve to be in just a super privileged position now. I hope that they reflect on their life and they think, wow, I am so privileged, I have so much. I hope that we can all get to that. That is not what the goal would be, is that we can all sit back and just bask in all of the blessings that we have and how good the world is, rather than and how terrible it can sometimes be. You get me? I'm feeling very existential. But also, I get kind of like antsy around the word privilege as well, because I think we've really villainized it, but then also I feel like we've lost the definition of privilege along the way, that almost I feel like I'm using the wrong word, because I'm like, is this the correct word choice here? Yeah, maybe it's not, maybe it is. I don't know. Now I'm doubting myself. But either way, I feel very blessed, and I feel blessed that I cannot relate to this song, but I think it is beautiful and heart-wrenching to play it and live in it for, how many minutes is this song? You know, it's 4 minutes and 13 seconds that I feel like her, and I feel the doubt that comes when she's at this family party with a family that's probably a lot like mine. And it just makes me think that I hope that anytime someone comes to my family party, that they can feel like they belong, and that they can feel just as important as anybody else there, and that they're not damaging some family tree. Like, they are bringing in needed depth and color into the lives of everyone there, because I think that's what everyone truly has to offer, and especially people who have suffered any sort of abuse. Oh, it breaks my heart. It really, really, really is. So it's just hard to comprehend how someone can do terrible things to another person, and then that affect that person's life forever. Yeah. These are the thoughts that have been on my mind lately. Should we get to a positive note? I think so. Let's end with What a Life by Rachel Chinouriri. Just like, already, off the top, happy. Golden sunset on the hillside. Also, incredible voice. Absolutely beautiful. Golden sunset on the hillside, big dog, little stream. I'm peeling onions in the kitchen, you're in the garden raking leaves. When you hold me in the moonlight, well, that's a future I can see. I start believing that it could be something more than just a dream. Oh, the chorus is so good, you guys. What a life, what a life. You're the only ground I need beneath my feet. What a life, what a life. You're the only place I never want to leave. Wherever you go is wherever I'll be. You're the bluebells in the meadow. You're the sunlight on the leaves. I'm the rose and you're my rainfall. And the only roots I'll ever need. What a life, what a life. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You're rushing down the stairs because you're looking for your keys. I daydream out the window, clothes dancing in the breeze. You come to say goodbye. I kiss the toothpaste off your cheek. Well, life is a conundrum and can feel so incomplete. But with you, it's a wonder, all the chaos and the peace. What a life, what a life. Then it repeats everything. This, to me, is kind of the the opposite of that last song where it's someone... This is the healthy version of that woman. The first version is her reflecting on, her past and how she doesn't feel like she belongs. And you know what? I'm going to believe that this is the version of her who's been to therapy, who's gotten help, who allows the love that is shown to her to sink in, and she decides to believe it and rather than the lies that she's been told, that she's not enough and that she's unworthy and that she's all these other things. But instead she believes that she deserves nothing but goodness. And she just feels like she can't believe what an incredible life she has. This song makes me want to stand in a field of wildflowers and close my eyes, head back, arms out to the side, and just like spin around or run really fast if I was into running, which I'm not. So I'm going to stand still and spin in a circle and pretend like I don't have bad knees that would allow me to do that. That's what this song makes me feel, with like sunlight on me. It just is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful song. It makes me smile. It's on my Pure Bliss playlist. It's great. If we have been friends for long enough, there will be a day where I will make you a playlist, and this song is probably going to be on it. Fair warning. I love making playlists for my friends. That's one of my love languages. Because I'm such a lyric person, I really love when I can share a song that I hope can, help my friends feel seen, feel heard, that can put a voice and a melody to their feelings, whether it be sad or happy or anything in between. I've made a lot of playlists over the years, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm constantly on the lookout for good songs and good lyrics. And if you recall my episode with Kiara, I kind of talk a little bit about the playlist that I make her and kind of my process. It's quite the process in order to make it onto a playlist. I'm listening to a lot of different types of music, but the number one thing is good lyrics. I need a good lyric. I do. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to release this episode or not. We'll see. But either way, I do now need to go to the bathroom very intensely. My battery on my laptop's going to die, and I'm tired. So I'm going to take my contacts out and go to bed. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I, myself, am going to lull my little body to bed by listening to Silver Spoon, directly followed by What a Life. I hope you do the same. Thank you so much for listening to my thoughts on life tonight, because this has been Life According to Nikki.